And how's it going, everybody? This is Robbie1 Kenobi, and yes, I am back with another live stream. I know, guys, for a while I haven't really been doing a lot of live streams or videos in general, but I got some free time tonight, and I thought with WWE Fastlane coming up this weekend, I want to give a special shout out to my good friend Mike, aka the Club of the Man, 1993. Of course, he's one of my fellow Horseman brothers. He actually gave me the idea for this video. So like I said, WWE Fastlane is coming up this Sunday night live on the WWE Network. It's a SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view. And I'm not looking forward to this pay-per-view. I'm not even going to watch this pay-per-view because I have not watched SmackDown live in God knows how long. The show is nowhere near as good as it used to be during the Ryan Ward era. Hashtag Fire Road Dog. And I just do not care for this show at all. I don't care for SmackDown Live. I don't care for Fastlane. And that's a shame because SmackDown Live does have great talent on their roster like AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, Charlotte, Bobby Roode, Becky Lynch, Randy Orton, the Usos, the New Day, and so forth. So Mike is not looking forward to this show. I think he said he may watch it, but I know our good friend and fellow Horseman brother Daniel Geiza is not looking forward to this show, and he's most likely not going to watch it. We've been calling it Fastlane because it's just, honestly, when you look at the card, it's a very predictable show. It's very predictable. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to do a little bit of fantasy rebooking. And I am going to show you, and I'm going to present to you guys my personal card for Fastlane 2018. I know Mike is not a huge fan of this pay-per-view. He feels like it's a very pointless pay-per-view. So the challenge for me was to make this pay-per-view interesting because it's the very last pay-per-view before WrestleMania, and I feel like any pay-per-view before WrestleMania needs to have a purpose. You want to make sure you establish the big things that are going to happen at WrestleMania. So with this pay-per-view, with the card that I'm going to present, I have matches that ultimately have WrestleMania 34 implications. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my card. I'm going to go through the matches in the order that they would take place if I was booking this pay-per-view, and then I'll give you each a little backstory behind each of these matches, and then I will go through the results of each of these matches, and the results are inspired by my good friend James, aka We Are Pro Wrestling, based on one of the From the Vault videos he did recently, so go check his channel out when you get a chance. So shout out to you guys for the inspiration behind this video. And without any further ado, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by running down the current Fastlane, card that's going to go down this Sunday. And it starts, so yeah, let's go through the current card for this Sunday night's Fastlane event. And as you can see in our main event for the WWE Championship, it's a match that started off as a triple threat, then became a fatal five-way, and then last Tuesday night became a six-pack challenge. So it'll be WWE Champion AJ Styles defending against John Cena, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Baron Corbin, and Dolph Ziggler. Don't get me wrong, 6 great talents in this match. This will most likely be a good to great match, but I think it's very, it's very easy to predict that AJ Styles will retain the WWE Championship. I see no major threat to his championship. If WWE had the balls and the gall to actually give Cena that title, so he goes into WrestleMania to fight for the championship, that would just be insane. Excuse me. But yeah, there's the six-pack challenge for the WWE Championship. Then you have the only match on the card that I really care about for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, the Usos defending against the New Day. Of course, they had the best rivalry in 2017, the best tag team rivalry of 2017. So there's no doubt they're going to put on another great match, and they could most likely seal the show like they have done in the past. So that's probably the only match I will watch on Fastlane. But yeah, that's definitely going to be an awesome match. I'm definitely looking forward to that match. We have, for the SmackDown Women's Championship, Charlotte defending her championship against Ruby Riot with 2 T's. Ruby Riot with 2 T's. Let's not forget that. Yeah, I love Ruby Riot. I love Charlotte, but I see nothing special about this match. So yeah, I just feel like it's there. It's just a filler match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. For the United States Championship, we have the champion Bobby Roode defending against Randy Orton. This could be a good to great match, but here's the thing. Why is it happening at Fastlane? This match reads WrestleMania all over it. It has WrestleMania written all over it. but they're going with it at Fastlane unless they throw in Jinder Mahal at the last minute because Jinder Mahal beat Randy Orton on SmackDown this past Tuesday. So, yeah, Orton and Roode for the United States Championship should be happening at Mania, but it's happening at Fastlane unless we get a triple threat at Fastlane with Jinder Mahal, and then we get Orton and Roode one-on-one at Mania. And like I said, this match has WrestleMania written all over it. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev. I love both talents, but this is such a random match. I mean, really, this is the best we could do for Nakamura to give him momentum going into WrestleMania 34. Whatever. Nakamura's winning. There's no way he's losing to Rusev. End of story. And then this random match that was also announced on Tuesday night's episode of SmackDown, Becky Lynch and Naomi versus Natalya and Carmella. Because, you know, so that's the card, guys, for Fastlane. And really, there's nothing on this card that intrigues me. There's nothing that makes me want to watch Fastlane other than the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match, because you know that's going to be an awesome match. So what I'm about to do is I'm going to go through my fantasy card. A card that I think would make Fastlane a very intriguing pay-per-view and would actually serve a purpose. So keep in mind, because this is fantasy rebooking, I personally have all say in all these matches. I'm going to tell you how I came up with the idea for these matches. I'm going to book the scenarios leading into these matches. And before I do so, I want to give a shout out to Mike because he is in the chat. So his comments go as follows. Hashtag Fastlane. It's very filler as well. We are ready, willing, and Gable to hear Robbie make hashtag Fastlane great again. And then in his, I got it in his Trump voice. I'll do my Trump voice. Because it'll be so great. This Sunday, Robbie's so great. Road Dogg, you're a genius. I love it. Road Dogg, you will make SmackDown Live great again. Yeah, right. Hate that second T. Yes, I don't know why. That's a Vince thing that they freaking gave Ruby Riot a second T in her name. Ruby Riot with one T was just fine. The U.S. title match needs to have Roode or Orton turning heel. I agree. I think Orton should turn heel because he hasn't really been doing it as a babyface lately. And just to put this feud to the next level, I believe he's talking about the Orton and Roode feud. So, yeah. All right, guys. So here we go. So, like I said, I'm going to go through each of the matches in the order I would have them take place on the show. I'll tell you a little bit of background behind them, and then I will give you the results at the end. So, to kick off my show, I would have the first of two qualifying matches in a little one-day tournament I'm calling Road to WrestleMania. The Road to WrestleMania, it's cliche, you know, you win the Royal Rumble, you're on your road to WrestleMania. So I thought, why not do a Road to WrestleMania tournament? And it would determine who would be the #1 contenders for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. So it will consist of 3 matches, 2 qualifying matches, so to speak, and 1 final match, which would crown new #1 contenders. So, in the first of the 2 Road to WrestleMania SmackDown Tag Team Championship matches, this would be my opening match. I have the New Day going one-on-one with, say it with me, guys, Rusev Day. The New Day versus Rusev Day. It is, and we will find out which team will truly have their day at the end of this match. So I'll have the New Day versus Rusev Day. 2 great teams. I think it'd be a good hot opener to get the crowd excited. And like I said, it's a Road to WrestleMania SmackDown Tag Team Championship qualifying match. So yeah, New Day versus Rusev Day. 1 team will have their day at the end of that tournament. The other match I have in the Road to WrestleMania SmackDown Tag Team Championship qualifying match, it wouldn't be right after this match. But it would be later on, excuse me, on my card on the show. It's Chad Gable and, say it with me, Mike, Shelton Benjamin facing Dolph Ziggler and Ty Dillinger. Now you're probably asking, Dolph Ziggler and Ty Dillinger, Well, the reason I'm putting them together as a tag team is because they're not really doing much on SmackDown Live, and they're both great talents. So I thought, why not utilize the two most underutilized talents on SmackDown Live, put them together as a tag team, and have them go after possibly some SmackDown Tag Team Championship goal, booking themselves a spot on the WrestleMania card. So that match would happen after the next two matches. But just in case you guys are wondering, that would be the other match on my card in the Road to WrestleMania SmackDown Tag Team Championship qualifying tournament, whatever you want to call it. Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin versus Dolph Ziggler and Ty Dillinger. Now, my second match on the card. Now, this would follow New Day versus Rusev Day. It is Charlotte defending her SmackDown Women's Championship against Ruby Riot. However, there's no Riot Squad going to be involved in this match because, like I said, because I rebooked this entire show, I have the right to freaking book whatever I want going into Fastlane. So, I've never been a fan of the whole Riot Squad because, like Mike has said and like a few of us have pointed out, the Riot Squad is pretty much a ripoff of Absolution. I always felt Ruby Riot should have just come up to the main roster herself as a face, mixed it up with Lana, mixed it up with Tamina, mixed it up with Carmella, mixed it up with the heels, and eventually be built to be a contender for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And then I would say around, I'd say after Royal Rumble, I'd have Ruby Riot, or leading into the Royal Rumble, I'd have Charlotte and Ruby Riot kind of be like allies, friends, whatever you want to call it. You know, Charlotte helping out, Ruby Riot helping out Charlotte here and there. And then I would have Ruby Riot turn on Charlotte. And I'd have Ruby Riot set her sights on becoming the SmackDown Women's Champion. Now, the Riot Squad, Ruby could call her fans the Riot Squad, but there will not be a faction known as the Riot Squad with Ruby as the leader and Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan as her allies. All three ladies are good to great talents, but there's no need for a Riot Squad when there's Absolution on Monday Night Raw, and the Riot Squad are practically a ripoff of Absolution. So, Ruby Riot would be going after the SmackDown Women's Championship on her own. I would have her constantly attack Charlotte every week, getting under Charlotte's skin and letting Charlotte know she's coming after the SmackDown Women's Championship. And then I would have Charlotte come after Ruby. I'd have them fight. I'd have them have this big brawl, whatnot, and I'd have Charlotte call out Ruby Riot for a fight at Fastlane. And then Ruby would say, well, you want to fight me? You put that SmackDown Women's Championship on the line because and I'm not going to have her say like Kevin Owens, but like Kevin Owens, Ruby Riot fights for a prize. So she wants the SmackDown Women's Championship. So Charlotte agrees to give Ruby a shot at the SmackDown Women's Championship. However, Ruby says you only get a match with me for the SmackDown Women's Championship if you agree to my terms. And my terms are a Riot Squad street fight. So because Ruby has been jumping Charlotte from behind, attacking her backstage, and then you could have like one night on SmackDown, Ruby fight Becky, Lynch, or Naomi, whoever, beat them, or maybe even fight Lana, beat Lana, and then have Charlotte come out, say she's had enough of Ruby's sneak attacks, go after Ruby, start putting a little beat down on Ruby, call Ruby out for a fight, and have Ruby say, Ruby says, I only agree to fight you at Fastlane if you put that SmackDown Women's title on the line. Charlotte agrees, and then Ruby says, the only other way you get a shot at cracking me at Fastlane is if you agree to my terms, the match I choose for the SmackDown Women's Championship, and that is a Riot Squad street fight. Just have these two beat the hell out of each other for the SmackDown Women's Championship. No Liv Morgan getting involved, no Sarah Logan getting involved. It's Charlotte versus Ruby Riot for the SmackDown Women's Championship in a Riot Squad street fight. And to even stir the pot a little bit, I would throw in a special guest enforcer. And that enforcer would be none other than the winner of the 2018 Women's Royal Rumble match, Asuka. So look at it this way, guys. Charlotte, SmackDown Women's Champion. Ruby Riot, challenger. They're fighting in a Riot Squad street fight for the SmackDown Women's Championship, and Asuka is the guest enforcer. With that, this Charlotte Ruby Riot street fight for the title doesn't feel like a filler match because Asuka's in the match. She's the guest enforcer. Asuka won the Women's Royal Rumble. she has the right to challenge either the Raw Women's Champion or the SmackDown Women's Champion at WrestleMania for said title. Asuka could play a role in this match. She could favor Charlotte, she could favor Ruby, or she could call it right down the middle as a guest enforcer. You know, it's matches like that that leave you intrigued. You know, could Charlotte retain the title? Could Ruby win the title? Could Asuka favor one of them going into WrestleMania knowing that she could fight for the SmackDown Women's Championship? This makes their title match feel more than just a filler match. And that's why I would do Charlotte, Ruby, Riot in a street fight. Originally, I was going to do Charlotte versus all 3 members of the Riot Squad in a Riot Squad street fight. But I thought, you know what? I'm not really feeling the Riot Squad. I don't like the whole team because they're practically a ripoff of Absolution. So just do Charlotte versus Ruby Riot. So there you go. And why not stir up the pot by throwing in Asuka as your guest enforcer? So there you go. Charlotte defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Ruby Riot in a Riot Squad street fight for the SmackDown Women's Championship with the guest enforcer being Asuka. After that, I have Bobby Roode defending his United States Championship against Randy Orton, Jinder Mahal, and Baron Corbin in a United States Championship Scramble match. Now, it has been, I think, almost 9 years since we saw a Scramble match for any championship in WWE. And I always thought the concept of a Scramble match was very unique. You know, you got 4 or 5 or 6 competitors in the ring. There's a 20 to 30-minute time limit. And whoever scores a pinfall or submission within those 20 to 30 minutes is the interim champion. Whoever is the interim champion at the end of the 20 to 30 minutes walks out the undisputed champion. You know, I thought that was a clever match with clever rules. And I thought, well, instead of doing a traditional fatal 4-way or fatal 5-way or whatnot, why not do a championship scramble match? So you got Bobby Roode defending against Randy Orton, the one guy that has never, you know, the guy that has never won the United States Championship, the one title that's eluded him throughout his career. Jinder Mahal, who on SmackDown Live has been inserted into this United States Championship feud because he started a little bickering between Bobby Roode and Randy Orton over that stupid top 10 list, and Baron Corbin, who never got a rematch for the United States Championship after he lost in the triple threat at Clash of Champions. You know, I'm surprised Baron Corbin didn't come out the night that Dolph Ziggler dropped the title, challenge Ziggler to a championship rematch, and then, you know, as Ziggler was walking away after dropping the championship, I'm surprised Corbin didn't call him a coward or anything. So the way I do this is I'd have Bobby Roode as a fighting champion face whoever wants to face him for the championship. Randy Orton laid him out with RKO the night after he beat, the same night he beat Rusev on SmackDown Live. I throw Jinder Mahal in there just because Jinder's not in the world title picture. We can keep him in the mid-card picture. And then Baron Corbin because he never got his rightful shot at his rightful rematch for the United States Championship. There you go. And these guys can put on a good to great match for 20 to 30 minutes. I'd have the match go 20 minutes. You know what? I have the match go 25 minutes. A 25-minute championship scramble match. Whoever has the title at the end of the 25 minutes is the United States champion. So there you go. You got 4 talents. You know, on the Jinder's a so-so talent. You know, Bobby Roode's a great talent. Randy Orton's a great talent. You got Baron Corbin. He's a good, strong talent. There you go. So those guys in the United States Championship match, a championship scramble match. There you go. Nice little mid-card match. And like I said, it'll go 25 minutes, and whoever has the title at the end of the 25 minutes walks out the United States champion. After that match, I'd have the Gable, Benjamin versus Ziggler and Dillinger Road to WrestleMania Tag Team Championship qualifying match. After that match, I'd have a singles match between Becky, Lynch, and Naomi. Now, this wouldn't be a random singles match. I'd have this match happen because I'd have Becky Lynch and Naomi, who, let's be real, they've lost a little momentum. They haven't really been doing much lately on SmackDown Live, other than fighting the freaking Riot Squad in the same 6-woman tag matches, which are Kevin Dunn and Road Dogg's specialty, because Teddy Long, holla, 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 no traditional tag team matches were his specialty. So because we love seeing the Riot Squad and Royal Glow Fire fight 50 million times every week on SmackDown, we get 6-woman tag team matches. Yeah, no. We're going to be having Becky Lynch and Naomi fighting one-on-one because they feel like they've lost a little bit of fire. They want to be SmackDown Women's Champion. They want to prove they're the best. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a simple singles match with both women going out there looking to prove why they should be next in line for a SmackDown Women's Championship match. Simple storyline, simple storytelling. There you go. Straight fire versus the glow. Who really has that hunger to be champion again? Who wants it badly? And then, of course, after that, we would have the finals of the Road to WrestleMania SmackDown Tag Team Championship #1 Contenders Tournament. And then, my main event. And this is a main event that I think would not only steal the show, but could be a contender for Match of the Year, considering who's in this match. Now, you notice, I've mentioned the SmackDown Tag Team Championship #1 Contenders match. I've mentioned this tournament, Road to WrestleMania, SmackDown Tag Team Championship qualifiers. I haven't, however, mentioned the SmackDown Tag Team Champions themselves, the Usos. That's because the Usos will defend said SmackDown Tag Team Championships in the main event. The Usos will defend the titles against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and the WWE Champion AJ Styles and his WrestleMania opponent Shinsuke Nakamura. A triple threat tag team championship match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. The Usos, Styles and Nakamura, and Owens and Zayn. That spells main event. And what I like about this main event is that it's fresh, it's unique, and it's very unpredictable. Because all three of these teams have a chance to go to WrestleMania 34 as the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. And you don't know which team it could be. It could be the Usos, the brothers, down since day one-ish. They'll welcome you to the Uso Penitentiary. Have you on lockdown. You have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Best friends, better rivals, best friends, better enemies. They could have a WrestleMania moment together. They were in the ladder match 2 years ago for the Intercontinental Championship. They could enter WrestleMania SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Excuse me. And then the wild card in this match. AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. WrestleMania opponents who could ultimately go into WrestleMania together as SmackDown Tag Team Champions. A lot of intrigue, a lot of interest in this match. Because like I said, it's not predictable. It's not predictable like the six-pack challenge where AJ Styles is going to retain his WWE Championship unless WWE has the gall and balls to put the title on John Cena and do John Cena versus Shinsuke Nakamura at WrestleMania 34 and deny us our Wrestle Kingdom 10 rematch between AJ and Nakamura. You either have the Usos going in as the champions, AJ Styles and Nakamura going in as champions and opponents for the WWE Championship, or Owens and Zayn going in as SmackDown Tag Team Champions. That right there, guys, is a main event. That right there is a main event that could ultimately, with major WrestleMania implications, and that's a main event that screams match of the night, match of the year, and match, I don't want to say match of the century, but one of the best matches in the last 5 years. That's a main event. That's how you close your show. That is how you book a main event. And that's how you book a main event with major implications for WrestleMania 34. Now, before I give you guys my results, I'm going to go to live chat and see what my good friend Mike has left me in terms of comments. Where did I leave off? Okay, here we go. So Mike says, happy Rusev Day, everyone. It's a Rusev Day. He also said, hey, Robbie, if you caught the highlights, what did you think of Nakamura singing Nakamura Day? I haven't seen it yet, but I will. Because there are some highlights from SmackDown I would like to watch, but I haven't seen it. But I think you said, Mike, he did fine, or you were surprised that he could sing. So, yeah, I look forward to checking that out. And Mike said, Shelton Benjamin. Love saying that. Robbie can book whatever he wants, and that's the bottom line, because Robbie One Kenobi said so. You damn right. I do what I want when I want, because I'm the king of sound style. I have very fresh and creative mind. I'll give Road Dogg a run for his money. I'll kick Road Dogg's ass out of the head writer seat and do Ryan Ward proud. That's why hashtag please sign Robbie. Mike says, does that Riot Squad street fight have 2 T's or 1 LOL? Oh, it has 1 T. I've never been a fan of Ruby Riot with 2 T's. That's a Vince thing, or hell, I wouldn't be surprised if that's a Road Dogg thing. But yeah, Ruby Riot with 1 T. You're a genius, Robbie. That's why I like you. I know, Mike. Thank you. Thank you. You're a genius, Mike. That's why I like you. Robbie, if you could change the concept behind the top 10 list, what would it be? I probably wouldn't even have that top 10 list, because if the fans were voting for it, if it's the fans' votes that ultimately decide this top 10 list, then it means something. And I think the person at number 1 should get a title shot for their respective brand or their respective division. So, like, say if Ty Dillinger's at number 1, then I'd probably consider giving him a United States Championship match or even a WWE Championship match. But really, I get rid of that top 10 list, because there's no point in that top 10 list, you know? Because what's it gonna do? Start a feud between Bobby Roode and Randy Orton because Jinder Mahal, you know, instigated it, and like, come the hell on. Hashtag. Oh no, wait. He said hashtag please sign Robbie, like he always endorses, and hashtag fire Road Dogg. Hashtag Robbie to make WWE great again. He also said that's right. They added 2 people that both are old rematches for the U.S. title into the WWE title match. Yeah, Corbin and Ziggler. Like, they never got their rightful rematches for the United States Championship, and they're thrown into the WWE Championship match at Fastlane. Why? Because they originally were promoting the Fatal 5-Way between Owens, Zayn, AJ, Nakamura, and Orton, and had to do something different because Nakamura won the championships. Like, that's stupid. You know, whatever. And then he said, that's a really strong card. It does feel like a pay-per-view leading to Mania, not this filler crap we're getting. Yes. Thank you for that, Mike. I wanted to make sure this Fastlane card felt like it was an important card going into WrestleMania with WrestleMania 34 implications. And before I get to my results, he left one more question. If they were to do something with Shane and Daniel at WrestleMania, what angle would you have happen at Fastlane? I would probably have Daniel Bryan call out Shane McMahon and straight up say to him that he feels like Shane McMahon has lost his touch as SmackDown commissioner, and I'd have Daniel Bryan question his authority and most likely lead to a match where if Daniel Bryan wins, he wins full control of SmackDown Live. That's probably what I would do, because what else are you really going to do? Have Team Shane versus Team Daniel? I mean, what else can you really do? I mean, I could have Daniel Bryan align himself with Kevin Owens and Shane and Sami Zayn, and have them win the main event have them win the main event. Well, this isn't necessarily, I'll get to it later. But yeah, I would probably do something with Shane and Daniel at Fastlane that leads to a potential match at Mania with the power and control of SmackDown Live in the balance. So that's what I would do that's what I would do. If I was adding it to my card, I would have that happen between Shane and Daniel. I have some kind of segment, maybe in between the before the main event, before the SmackDown Tag Team Championship main event. So yeah, that's what I would do. All right, now guys, I am going to reveal to you my results for my fantasy card for Fastlane 2018. So these are the results of my card. So opening match, New Day versus Rusev Day. In the first Road to WrestleMania SmackDown Tag Team Championship qualifying match, I'd have Rusev Day go over. Rusev Day is so over as a team, and I still do not understand why they are not faces. They would be faces going into this tournament. I would have them be faces because the crowd loves them. They are great talents, and they should just be turned face. I don't understand why WWE is so reluctant. They're so what's that word? Why they're so stubborn. Why they're so stubborn to not turn people like Rusev, like Rusev in English face. Why they're so stubborn to not make Ty Dillinger, one of the next big baby faces. Like, I don't get it. So yeah, I would have Rusev Day be face going into this tournament, and I would have them win the first Road to WrestleMania SmackDown Tag Team Championship qualifying match. Excuse me. I kind of lost my train of thought there. Anyway, in the Riot Squad street fight for the SmackDown Women's Championship, I would have Charlotte retain her SmackDown Women's Championship. I would have Ruby Riott really put up a real strong fight against Charlotte. I have her put up a real strong effort to where even in a losing effort, she doesn't lose any momentum. Ruby Riott really takes it to Charlotte. They beat the hell out of each other with kendo sticks and whatnot. I have Asuka there as the enforcer just in case things get out of hand. I really didn't come up with a decision as to whether or not I would have Charlotte or I would have Asuka get involved in this in the match. Like, if she would do something that ultimately determines what happens in the main event. I really didn't come up with that. But I did have one really cool idea in mind. So what I would do is I would have Asuka make the 1-2. I'd have the referee get knocked out. I have a ref bump happen. And then I would have Asuka make the 1-2-3 or call for the bell if Ruby Riott taps out. I'm sorry guys that I don't have I only came up with results. I didn't come up with like actual finishes. But like what I would have is I'd have Asuka, ring the bell if Becky taps, or count the 1-2-3 if Charlotte hits like a natural selection on a trash can or something, and then raise Charlotte's arm in victory. And then as she's raising Charlotte's arm, I would have her look at the SmackDown Women's Championship and start like stroking it the way she did when they were building her up toward her NXT Championship match with Bayley, NXT Women's Championship match for NXT TakeOver Dallas 2 years ago. And then I would have Asuka get this like face, like that little grin she gets when she's coming after you. She's gonna want to take your head off. And then as Charlotte's looking at her, I would have Charlotte hold the championship up and maybe even do a woo at Asuka. And I'd have Asuka laugh, maybe turn her head, bang, lay her out with one of those spinning martial arts kicks, and then have Asuka look over a prone Charlotte. Maybe even take the title, hold it up above Charlotte. That's how I get how do I say this? That's how I would bring more intrigue into who Asuka is gonna choose as her opponent for the respective women's championship of WrestleMania 34. But right there, you have Charlotte or Asuka making a statement, laying out Charlotte, holding the SmackDown Women's Championship over her head. There you go. Just like in a similar fashion to what Asuka did with Bayley going into their match at NXT TakeOver Dallas. So there you go. Simple but effective. And having Asuka as the guest enforcer also makes the match very intriguing, and it makes you wonder, okay, who is Charlotte or who is Asuka going to challenge for the title, So it leaves you intrigued. You wonder what Asuka's going to do. Is she going to show up on SmackDown? Is Charlotte going to call her out? Is she going to stay on Raw? That's what you want in your product. You want to create intrigue. You want to create speculation. You want to keep your fans coming back for more. You want your fans to tune in. You don't want your fans to tune out. You want your fans to tune in, give you ratings, give you feedback, give your product the treatment it deserves, the quality, the time it deserves. And there you go. Next for the United States Championship Scramble match, I'd have Bobby Roode retain. And I've been trying to play this out of my head. This is the only one. This is only one of a couple of results that I came up with, like actual sequences and finishes and whatnot. So what I was thinking was I'd have Jinder Mahal as I'd have Randy Orton as the interim champion with like a minute or 2 minutes left going into the final stretch of the match. I'd have him hit an RKO on Baron Corbin. Then I would have Jinder Mahal hit him with a Colossus, hit Orton with a Colossus, and throw Orton out of the ring. And then with like 20 seconds left, I'd have Bobby Roode hit a glorious DDT, pin Jinder Mahal, score the 1-2-3, become the interim United States champion, roll out of the ring with like 5 seconds left, have Orton try to get to him with 5 seconds left, and when the timer expires, Bobby Roode is declared the winner and the sole United States champion, and that just drives Randy Orton crazy. He got screwed out of the United States Championship. He tried to go after Bobby Roode with 5 seconds left, and then I'd have Randy Orton put a beat down on Bobby Roode and ultimately turn heel. And building up to their match, which should take place at WrestleMania 34, and since I'm doing fantasy booking, it will happen at WrestleMania 34, I'd have Randy Orton call Bobby Roode a coward because instead of being a fighting champion, he rolled out of the ring with like 5 seconds left as the interim champion and didn't want to fight Orton because he knows deep down inside that Orton could beat him for this United States Championship. So basically, Roode pins Mahal. He rolls out of the ring. Orton tries to get back into the ring to go after him. And I wouldn't turn Bobby Roode heel. I would have Bobby Roode do what pretty much any of them would do in that situation if they only had 5 seconds left. Get the hell out of the ring to ensure that you walk out of that championship scramble match, the United States champion. I'd have, like I said, Orton put a beat down on Bobby Roode, and in the weeks to come, leading up to their match, I'd have Orton call Bobby Roode a coward because he got out of the ring when he knew Randy Orton could take him, and I'd have Bobby Roode go up to him and say, "You and me, one-on-one Mania. I'll prove to you I'm not a coward, and I'll prove to you why I'm glorious. Well, you, my friend, are not victorious, and you've lost a step or two." Boom. Face Bobby Roode versus heel Randy Orton for the United States Championship, WrestleMania 34. We're talking money. Money match right there. In the second Road to WrestleMania SmackDown Tag Team Championship qualifying match between Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin facing Dolph Ziggler and Ty Dillinger, I'd have Dolph and Ty win that match. Like I said, they're two great talents on SmackDown Live. They're very underutilized. I'd have the underutilized guys, somewhat the dark horses in this tournament, in this mini one-day tournament, go over against Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. There you go. Dolph Ziggler, Ty Dillinger, they're going to the finals against Rusev Day. And this match, I'm just going to give the result away, guys, because I already mentioned all 4 teams. In the finals of the Road to WrestleMania SmackDown Tag Team Championship, number 1 contenders tournament between Rusev Day and Dolph Ziggler and Ty Dillinger, I'd have Rusev and Aiden English win and become the number 1 contenders for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania 34. And I'd have them cut a little promo to ultimately declare that whether they're facing the Usos, AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura, or Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, when it's all said and done, or, Rusev and Aiden English will leave WrestleMania SmackDown Tag Team Champions, and WrestleMania will ultimately become, say it with me, Mike, Rusev Day. There you go. Rusev Day wins the SmackDown Tag Team Championship number 1 contenders tournament, the Road to WrestleMania mini tournament, and Dolph Ziggler and Ty Dillinger, they're pretty upset. They're pretty disappointed in what was a great back-and-forth battle. They came very close, but in the end, Rusev Day beat them. And then I'd have Dolph Ziggler just put a beat down on Ty Dillinger. Because guess what, guys? Guess what we're doing at my fantasy booking for WrestleMania 34? We're going to do Dolph Ziggler versus Ty Dillinger. Oh, my God. Long-term booking. Storytelling. We're going to do Dolph Ziggler and Ty Dillinger at WrestleMania 34. Dolph Ziggler's upset. He's fed up that he lost. He thought teaming with Ty was a good idea at first because they were very underutilized. They wanted to prove they were the best on SmackDown Live. They lost a very close match to Rusev and Aiden English. Dolph Ziggler snaps. He doesn't need Ty Dillinger anymore. He attacks Ty Dillinger. You know, you have the show off versus the perfect 10. Oh my God, that's a great WrestleMania match. There's money in that match. And look what I did, guys. Storytelling and long-term booking. How awesome is that? Now, after the Gable and Benjamin versus Ziggler and Dillinger match, we have Becky Lynch and Naomi. I'd have Becky Lynch win that match. And in that match, get ready for this. Here's another idea that I came up with regarding the finish. At first, I'd have this match be very competitive, a good back-and-forth match between Becky Lynch and Naomi. But then as the match goes on, and as Naomi keeps getting one up on Becky and keeps getting closer and closer to being Becky, I'd have Becky unleash that straight fire. I'd have Becky get a little more aggressive and really take it to Naomi. Start hitting her with harder fists, harder kicks, harder suplexes, and then we're going to get to the end. And here's the end. I love this idea for the end of this match. I have Becky Lynch counter Naomi's disaster kick into a Bexploder. And then Becky starts getting fired up. She picks Naomi up again. She drills her with a second Bexploder. And then she's not done. She's just getting fired up. She picks Naomi up again. Third straight Bexploder. And, you know, the referee's looking over at Naomi. You know, looking at Becky and starting to get concerned for Naomi. Becky picks her up again. Fourth Bexploder is just drilling and laying out Naomi. Naomi's, you know, really struggling to get to her feet. Referee's checking on Naomi. Referee's pushing Becky Lynch away. Becky Lynch is just like trying to get to Naomi. Pushes referee away. Picks Naomi up again. Fifth Bexploder. And then she just locks in the disarm her. Naomi barely has enough strength to get up, to like try to make it to the ropes. She's struggling. Referee's checking. Referee says, no, that's it. I'm waving it off. Referee declares Becky Lynch winner by TKO because Naomi can barely get up. She can barely make it to her feet. She can barely, you know, reach the ropes. Like in the middle of the ring, you have Becky Lynch on top of Naomi with Naomi laid out in the disarm her. Referee waves it off, and Becky Lynch is declared the winner by TKO. When was the last time you saw a women's match end on a TKO? That's what I'm talking about, guys. Becky Lynch snaps. She unleashes that straight fire on Naomi, and she makes a statement. I'm sick and tired of being looked, you know, being an afterthought. I'm sick and tired of people just, you know, counting me out. I want what's mine. I want what I should. I want what I deserve. I want what I should have got a long time ago. Boom. Becky Lynch. You could say little by little she turns heel. This is where I would plant the seed toward her little by little turning heel. But there, she takes it out on her good friend. She nearly kills Naomi with like 5 Bexploders. She pretty much takes her to Suplex City, then gets her in to disarm her. Naomi has nothing left. Like she's just nothing left. She can barely make it to the ropes. Referee just feels sympathy for her, calls it off, waves it off. Becky wins by TKO. By TKO submission, if that even exists. There you go. And then afterwards, I'd have this great backstage segment where Becky Lynch is walking backstage. Dasha Fuentes stops to try to get an interview, asking her, you know, does she think she may have went too far with what she did, beating up Naomi the way she did? And I'd have Becky say that, you know what, I'm not here to make, you know, this business, you get hurt. It's a hurt business. And if Naomi can't stand the pain and she can't stand the punishment, then she needs to get out of the kitchen. And she's not here to make friends. She's here to be SmackDown Women's Champion. She's here to be the best SmackDown Women's Champion there is. I'd even have Charlotte walk by, even after getting her head nearly knocked off by Asuka, and I have her ask, what was that all about, you know? And I have maybe a little tension between Charlotte and Becky. But look what I did, guys. Look what I did. It's called storytelling. It's called character development. And it's called long-term booking. because who knows what could happen between Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Asuka going into WrestleMania. We could get a triple threat between Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Asuka. Becky Lynch could win the SmackDown Women's Championship before WrestleMania. Who knows, guys? But look what I did. I created intrigue. I created interest. I created speculation. I make you guys want to tune in to SmackDown Live Tuesday night. You want to see what happens with Becky Lynch and Naomi. You want to see what happens with Charlotte and Becky Lynch. You want to see if Asuka makes an appearance again. It's all about intrigue, speculation, storytelling, and the road to WrestleMania. And if you guys would like, in the comment section or in the live chat, based on when you're watching this, leave a comment down below if you'd like to see me do a fantasy booking for WrestleMania 34. If you'd like to see my own fantasy card. Because I would definitely love to do that. If you guys are interested in it, let me know, and I'll do that on the weeks leading up to WrestleMania. But there you go. Becky Lynch beats Naomi by TKO. Very similar to what happened between Drew Gulak and Tony Nese on 205 Live in their first round match for the Cruiserweight Championship and Cruiserweight Championship tournament. I love what happened there. I pretty much would do that. It's just with Becky Lynch and Naomi. And I'd have Becky get Naomi in the Bexploder. A prone, battered, beaten Naomi just you know, passes out. Well, not passes out, but just doesn't have enough strength. She pretty much just, you know, has nothing left, and the referee has to stop it because the referee doesn't want to see Naomi hurt. Have Becky Lynch torque that shit back, you know, nearly break Naomi's arm, nearly rip it out of the socket, you know. There you go. After that match would be the finals between Rusev Day and Dolph Ziggler and Ty Dillinger. Like I said, I'd have Rusev Day win, and then I'd have Dolph Ziggler turn on Ty Dillinger, and I'd start the build for their match at WrestleMania 34. And if you guys notice, there's a lot of beatdowns going down on this show. Charlotte, Ruby Riot, the street fight, and then Asuka laying Charlotte out with one of the martial arts kicks, one of the spinning back kicks. Becky Lynch putting a beating on Naomi to win the match by TKO. Dolph Ziggler betraying Ty Dillinger and putting a beatdown on Ty Dillinger to start setting up their match at WrestleMania 34. Beatdowns. They're all leading into WrestleMania 34, into these big matches I could do at WrestleMania 34. And then in the main event, guys, the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match, I would have AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura win the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Now, one very interesting thing I would do is I would have Nakamura, I'd have these guys kicking the crap out of each other towards the end of the match. I'd have AJ being so like what I would do is I would have one of the Usos, Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, and Shinsuke Nakamura all in the same ring. I'd have Owens look like he's gonna finish off AJ Styles with like a pop-up power bomb or a power bomb. I'd have AJ counter with a Pele kick. I'd have Owens and AJ on their knees. I'd have Nakamura go for the Kinshasa to try and save his partner. Then I'd have Owens move at the last second and Nakamura nail AJ with the Kinshasa. I'd have Owens throw Nakamura out of the ring, cover AJ, but I'd have one of the Usos break it up. But in the end, I'd have Nakamura via Kinshasa get the 3 count, win the SmackDown Tag Team Championships for him and AJ. And there you go, guys. You have opponents at WrestleMania 32 or 34 fighting for the WWE Championship, winning the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Wow. Does that make you want to see their match even more or what? Tag team partners and champions now have to fight each other for the WWE Championship. How insane would that be? That's insane right there. Nakamura gets the 3 count, wins the Tag Team Championships for him and AJ, and ultimately solidifies their main event for the title, with them going in a SmackDown Tag Team Championship nonetheless. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I just produced the pay-per-view of the year, and we're just in March. It's only March, you guys. And I think I just produced the pay-per-view of the year with all these matches. So there you go. That is my fantasy rebooking for Fastlane 2018. That's a Fastlane card that I would watch on the WWE Network, and that's a Fastlane card that ultimately serves a purpose. It has matches with implications for WrestleMania 34, and a lot of the results, a lot of the outcomes would ultimately set the stage for big-time matches at WrestleMania 34. So like I said, WrestleMania implications with a majority of these matches, and a main event that honestly would be a main event that's unpredictable and would give the six-pack challenge a run for its money. And originally, guys, the main event I wanted to do, originally the main event was going to be this. It was going to be the Usos as the SmackDown Tag Team Champions versus WWE Champion AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura in a winner-take-all tag team match. So if AJ and Nakamura won, AJ retained the title, and he and Nakamura were the champions, would win the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. If the Usos won, they would still be the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, but the one that scores the pinfall, the one Uso that scores the pinfall, becomes the WWE Champion. And I was going to do that because it was a very unique match, but when you look at it, it was pretty predictable because as awesome as it would be for one Uso to go into WrestleMania as the WWE Champion, it's pretty predictable that AJ and Nakamura would win. So I did the triple threat because with Owens and Zayn thrown in, you don't know who's going to win. Any of these three teams could go into WrestleMania as the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. And again, I created intrigue. I created speculation because, and don't get me wrong, it was a great idea I had in mind for Usos versus AJ and Nakamura winner take all, but it was just predictable because, like I said, as much as I think it'd be awesome for one Uso to go into WrestleMania as the WWE Champion, do you think WWE would really do that? Would they really deny us AJ versus Nakamura for the championship at WrestleMania 34? I don't think so. You know, so that's why I ultimately did the Usos versus AJ and Nakamura versus Owens and Zayn. You know, great main event. You have 3 of the 6 competitors in the six-pack challenge fighting for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. That makes the SmackDown Tag Team Championships very relevant. That puts the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. The matches this match and the Road to WrestleMania matches make the SmackDown Tag Team make the SmackDown Tag Team division very relevant, you know, because you got strong teams. You got the blood, you know, I saw a comment from Mike that I'm gonna get to regarding the Bludgeon Brothers. Yes, they're not on this card because I didn't even stop and think where would I put these guys? Where would I put these guys on the card? Because ultimately, when you look at this tournament, it came down to 4 teams. If I put them in this little tournament plus Breezango, what I could have done was like I could have done a triple threat. I could have done a triple threat Road to WrestleMania SmackDown Tag Team Championship #1 contenders match between Rusev Day, Ziggler and Dillinger, and the Bludgeon Brothers. But I didn't even really stop and think to put the Bludgeon Brothers on this this list. To answer your question, Mike, I just didn't really think about putting them on this list. They didn't really come across. They didn't really pop into my mind. But yeah, if I did put them on the card, I'd probably have them fight Breezango in the 3rd Road to WrestleMania SmackDown Tag Team Championship qualifier, and then it would be a triple threat in the finals to crown new #1 contenders. But I'm very happy with this card because I think it's a very strong card. I love what I did with AJ and Nakamura being partners. They're opponents at Mania, but they're partners, and they could ultimately go into WrestleMania as tag team champions. So it's crazy. But yeah, the whole Usos versus AJ and Nakamura for the for all the titles, I still think it's a great match, and it would have been a hell of a match. But I didn't do it because I just felt like ultimately, while it's a fantasy match and it is my own fantasy booking, ultimately, it's predictable that AJ and Nakamura would win because I just really couldn't see. As much as I'd love to see one of the Usos headline WrestleMania as WWE Champion because they're great talents, I love the Usos. I just don't see it happening with Nakamura and AJ pretty much guaranteeing us the Wrestle Kingdom 10 rematch at WrestleMania. So that will do it, guys, for my fantasy rebooking of WWE Fastlane 2018. I'm going to take a look at the final comments that Mike left me before I go off the air. And where did I leave off? Okay. Don't forget to add the point to WrestleMania sign. LOL. Yeah, it feels like everybody now points to the WrestleMania sign. I'm not gonna have Asuka point to the WrestleMania sign. I'm just gonna have her look at the WrestleMania sign while holding the SmackDown Women's Championship, and then there you go. You start to wonder: is she gonna challenge Charlotte for the title, or is she gonna challenge Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's title at WrestleMania? These are all Mike's comments, guys. I love the story for Roode versus Orton for Mania. Yeah, definitely. I mean, Orton, he's never won the United States Championship. It's the one title that's eluded him. He had a chance to win in the championship scramble match, and what happened was Jinder Mahal screwed him out of it. You know, Jinder Mahal threw him, or did I say Jinder hits him with a Colossus? I think, yeah, Jinder hits him with a Colossus, gets him out of the ring. Bobby Roode hits the Glorious DDT to pin Jinder, and then as Orton's regaining tries to get back into the ring to go after Roode gets out of the ring with like 5 seconds left. That really gets to Orton. It pisses him off. He goes right after Roode, beats Roode up, and then calls Roode out for taking the coward's way out. And there you go. You have a big money match for the United States Championship at WrestleMania. And that makes the United States Championship relevant going into WrestleMania 34. Mike asked me the question about why the Bludgeon Brothers aren't on this card, and I answered that. Mike did his own Rusev Day. Show off versus the Perfect 10. Yes, that'd be a great WrestleMania match. I think that'd be a great opener too for WrestleMania 34. Bexplode City. I like that, Mike. Yep, Bexplode City. Yep, Bexplode City, bitch. Becky's gonna take Naomi to Bexplode City. Mike says, "Give me a hell yeah for the WrestleMania fantasy card." Oh hell yeah! He says, "I'll bring the Ruby Riot ice cream bars or Zelina Vega." LOL. Thank you, Mike. Yep, I'm still waiting for my damn Zelina Vega ice cream bars. And great job as always. Hashtag please sign Robbie. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate all your endorsements. And yes, I will gladly make a fantasy booking or a fantasy match card video for WrestleMania 34. But yeah, if anyone else in the live chat has any questions or comments, I'll leave it open for a couple more minutes. But yeah, guys, you know what, guys, I'm gonna leave chat open for a couple of minutes while I plead a little case to you guys. If you guys who are watching this now, or you're watching it later on your day off or on your free time, if you guys really like the content I've been producing lately on my channel, if you really like the fantasy bookings I've done in previous videos, if you really like my fantasy booking in general, if you like the ideas I have in mind, if you like my knack for storytelling and creative writing, please tweet to WWE the hashtag please sign Robbie. I really want to write for WWE. I really want to make SmackDown Live great. I really want to make Monday Night Raw great. I want to kick Road Dogg out of the head writer's chair, and I want to take over as head writer for SmackDown Live, because I feel like I have great ideas. You guys have seen the great ideas I have booked and pitched in many of these live streams. You know, I have the talent. I have the tools. I really want to put them to good use for WWE. I would love for Vince McMahon or Triple H to give me that call and say, "Robbie, we want to hire you. We want you to be a head writer for SmackDown or for Monday Night Raw." I would love to do head writing for the main roster in general. I have great ideas. There's so much great talent that deserves to be pushed and deserves the spotlight. I can make it happen. So guys, Daniel Geiza, Mike, Gene, Lauren Hutton, TN Couponer, you know, John HD 15. I'm sorry if I got your name wrong, but John HD, you know, Ultra Shadow, Deluxe Man, We Are Pro Wrestling. Anybody who's watching this, those of you that support my channel and that support me and my social media, if you want to see a change, if you want to see a fresh face arrive in WWE, take over head writing for the main roster and make Raw and SmackDown great, great for years to come. Please tweet to WWE, hashtag please sign Robbie. Let them know I really want to write for them. I really want to make a change. I really want to make their product better. I really want to make their product special. I want to make their product must see. So if you love my channel, if you love my content, if you love the fresh ideas I come up with, if you love my fantasy booking, hashtag please sign Robbie. That is what we're trying to get trending. So WWE knows that I'm very serious about being a head writer for the company. You know, we can make our voices heard. I want to make my voice heard. We can make it happen. So guys, if you love my content, if you love my channel, if you proudly support my channel and everything I do, hashtag please sign Robbie. Let's let WWE know there's a fresh face here that wants to make a difference, and I'm ready to make that difference. Mike said make a video also on the Bayley heel turn idea you mentioned to me. I will make that video. I'll probably do it next week. The two best ways that I could turn Bayley heel. And yeah, with that said, guys, I am gonna end the stream. I want to thank Mike for being a great sport. I'm sorry, man, we couldn't do this video together. I don't know why. I don't know why Google Hangouts is giving us this problem where you can hear me, but I can't hear you on the other end. I don't know why. I want to put Google Hangouts and YouTube on the list. But if anybody knows what's happening, if anybody knows how to fix that, please let us know. Please reach out to Mike or me on Twitter and let us know how we can fix that. But thanks for joining us, Mike. Thanks for joining me live. And to those of you that watch this after I finished filming, thank you for watching. Leave your comments down below, guys. Tell me what you think of my card. If you book your own fantasy card for Fastlane 2018, let me know down in the comment section below what matches you have, or make a video response. Always open to video responses. So thank you guys for watching and listening. This is Robert One Kenobi signing off. And until next time, guys, peace. And remember, guys, let's get the hashtag trending. Please sign Robbie. Have a good night, guys.